What happened to that picture, right? By the way, I do have the rights to this music. It's my music. Yours truly. Yeah, man, I found out I can be myself, and I'm so glad. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. And I trust that you are the same today. Welcome, brothers and sisters, to another Sunday online NJIA Fellowship of the African Village and Cultural Center. I'm Ray Hagins, your chief elder, spiritual teacher, your host, your brother, your friend. Hey, man, listen, we're going to have a great time today, just showing you some how can I say it? Just showing you what we've come through, what we've been through. Oh yeah, and people have been asking, man, how did you do it? How did you make it? Well, I can show you better than I can tell you. That's my attitude about it, right? But nonetheless, I'm so glad to have you guys with me. But right now, let's open up with one more time. I need you to help me because that's this wire in my throat. I guess you can still hear. I have this throat affliction here. So let's do this one more time. One more time. God allowed us to come together one more time. Come on and sing it like you mean it, everybody. Come on. One more time. One more time. God allowed us to come together. One more time. One more time. One more time. God allowed us to come together. God allowed us to come together. One more time. One more time. God allowed us to come together. One more time. Yes. One more time. God allowed us. Allowed us. Yeah, to praise His name. Praise His name. God allowed us to come together. Praise His name. Praise His name. Praise His name. God allowed us to come together. God allowed us. Sing our song, come on. Sing our song. Sing our song. God allowed us to come together. Sing our song. Sing our song. Sing our song. God allowed us to come together. Sing our song. Now let's put those hands together. Come on, everybody. Clap our hands. Clap our hands. God allowed us to come together. Clap our hands. Clap our hands. God allowed us to come together. God allowed us. Everybody say one more time, yeah. One more time. God allowed us to come together. One more time. One more time, yeah. One more time. Oh, yeah. God allowed us. Come together one more time. God allowed us. more time. God allowed us to come together one more time. And we're going to go right into the oaths of the ancestors at this time. Lift your voice with us, okay, as we honor those who made it possible for us to be where we are today. Their life, their deeds, their legacy, okay, their sacrifice. Come on, join in the brothers.
Oh, ancestors, blacker than 1,000 midnights, African ancestors, it is to you that we, your children, give respect and honor. Oh, ancestors, we call upon you and welcome you in this place. African ancestors, let your presence fill this place. Oh, ancestors, who have been purposely excluded from the history books so that the world would not know of your greatness. Our African ancestors, who gave civilization to the world. Our African ancestors, who gave the arts to the world. Our African ancestors, who gave music to the world. Our African ancestors, who gave the sciences to the world. Our African ancestors, who gave mathematics to the world. Our African ancestors, who gave medicine to the world. Our African ancestors, who gave literature to the world. Our African ancestors, who gave philosophy to the world. Our African ancestors, who gave God consciousness to the world. Oh, ancestors, we thank you for devoting your life to make a future for us, your children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren. Now stand with us, strengthen us, guide us, teach us, and protect us from the snare of our enemies. Rise up, O African ancestors, and let our enemies be scattered, and give us the wisdom and the boldness to deal with our oppressors and those who would hinder the liberation and empowerment of our people. Rise up, O African ancestors, and live in us, and we will not fail to honor you. We will not fail to respect you. We will not fail to hear you, and we will not betray you. Ashe. And now, brothers and sisters, we want to take the time to honor just a few of the great Africans who have gone ahead of us.
Oh, yes.
We call forth their great African names and honor them to pharaohs Narmer, Zoja, Sneferu, Khufu, Khafre, Menkaure, and the great vizier and physician and multi-genius Imhotep. We say Ashe. To Queen Nitocris, Queen Sobek Neferu,
Yes.
Queen Ahotep, Queen Amos Nefertari, Queen King Hatshepsut, Nefertiti, Queen T, and Queen Nefertari II, we say Ashe. To Menkepenra Tahuti Mays, known as Thutmose III, Amenhotep III, Akhenaten, Tutankhamun, Ursama Atra, Setepenra, Rametsu Meriamun, Ramses II, Shabaka, Taharka, Hannibal, and the great African warrior Shaka Zulu, we say Ashe. To all of the kings, queens, priests, and warriors of Nubia, Waset, Ethiopia, Kemet, Kenya, the Congo, Tanzania, Uganda, Central, South, and West Al-Kibu land, we say Ashe. To the more than 600 million Africans whose lives were lost in the European invasions of Africa and in the Middle Passage, we say Ashe. To the more than 300 million who have since lost their lives to racism and hate crimes, we say Ashe. To Harriet Tubman,
Ashe.
Frederick Douglass,
Ashe.
Mary McLeod Bethune,
Ashe.
Nat Turner,
Ashe.
Fannie Lou Hamer,
Ashe.
Sojourner Truth,
Ashe.
Carter G. Woodson,
Ashe.
Booker T. Washington,
Ashe.
Dr. Charles Drew,
Ashe.
Noble Drew Ali,
Ashe.
Benjamin Banneker,
Ashe.
George Washington Carver,
Ashe.
Bishop Richard Allen,
Ashe.
Bishop Charles Harrison Mason,
Ashe.
Howard Thurman,
Ashe.
Mother Mahalia Jackson,
Ashe.
the Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey,
Ashe.
Benjamin E. Mays,
Ashe.
Langston Hughes,
Ashe.
Medgar Evers,
Ashe.
Paul Robeson,
Ashe.
Dr. Martin Luther King,
Ashe.
Malcolm X,
Ashe.
Thurgood Marshall,
Ashe.
Mother Clara Hale,
Ashe.
Adam Clayton Powell,
Ashe.
the Honorable Elijah Muhammad,
Ashe.
Dr. Amos Wilson,
Ashe.
Dr. John Henrik Clark,
Ashe.
Dr. John G. Jackson, Dr. Shikanta Diaz, Dr. Chancellor Williams, Dr. George G.M. James, Patrice Lumumba, Kwame Ture, Kwame Nkrumah, Dr. Khalid Muhammad, Dr. Jacob Carruthers, Dr. Shaka Musa Shango, Brother Ray Charles, to our mothers and fathers, our grandmothers and grandfathers, to our great-grandmothers and great-grandfathers, our brothers and sisters, sons and daughters, aunts and uncles, nieces, nephews, cousins, and all those who have gone ahead of us and have made their ancestral transition. To their life, deeds, legacy, and contributions, we say, Ashe. Again, we say, Ashe. Again, we say, Ashe.
The English words are these.
God is great, and he's worthy to be praised. I say hallelujah. God is great, and he's worthy to be praised. I'll say hallelujah. God make us one. We all should be one. And then the unbelievers will come and say, you all be in us. God make us one. We all should be one. And then the unbelievers will come and say, you all be in us. God make us one. We all should be one. And then the unbelievers will come and say, you all be in us.
We give the Most High praise and honor and glory for allowing us, brothers and sisters, once again to come together in fellowship as we are right now. You know, hey man, I look forward to this week. Every week I look forward to this. You know, us coming together from wherever we are on this planet on one accord of like mind, you know, and that's a wonderful thing. I'm excited about it. I'm excited about the fact that you're here with me one more time. And that's why we sing the song, one more time, one more time. God allowed us to come together one more time, you know, and hey, what can I tell you? Yeah. Oh, yes, 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 yes. Well, listen, I want to take a moment just to say thank you to all of the supporters that we have here, logged on and listening here in the chat room with us every Sunday. You guys are right here. I see you guys. Yeah, I see you guys. Yeah, I see y'all there. It's always good to see y'all. Always good to see you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm Ray Hagins, the teacher, your brother, your friend, your host. And hey, man, we're going to have a great time going back in time today, doing some things, but want to take a moment to say thank you to the brothers and sisters of the Afrikan villages of St. Louis, Missouri. That's our headquarters. Our elders there, to the brothers and sisters there, thank you so very much for being who you are, for your continued support. To the Afrikan village of Youngstown, Ohio, the first baby that we gave birth to. You know, hey, you guys, motto tip to y'all up there as well. Trust you're doing well today. Oh, yeah, I hope you guys are doing well up there as you're getting back on the roll there in Youngstown, Ohio. To the Afrikan village of New York City, we say hey to you guys today as well. Motto tip to Waziri Wells there and his queen, Tara, and to the staff there of New York City, African Village. Motto tip to the elders and the brothers and sisters there. Thank you for holding up the standard of Ma'at there in Ma'at, there in New York City for Ma'at. Yeah, brothers and sisters there. To the African Village of Charleston, South Carolina. Yeah, down there, guys down there in the Low Country, doing the work down there. Thank you for doing the work there, and just holding up the standard of Ma'at for the African village there as well. To the African villages of Detroit and Chicago, even though they're not gathering, the brothers and sisters there, thank you for simply being who you are. Thank you for holding up the standard of Ma'at for the African village there in your area as well. To the African village in Memphis, Tennessee. Amen. I forget you guys down there. Yeah. Thank you for doing the work down there, brother Waziri, Norman Red Wing, down there doing the work. Yes, he is doing the work. And I thank you guys down there for holding up the standard of Ma'at and doing the work down there as well, there in Memphis, Tennessee. Thank you so very much, man. It's an honor when people say, man, we want to represent you. We want to do stuff in your name. That is such an honor. That is such an honor, and man, I thank you guys for that. I thank you guys so very much for that. Yeah. Well, brothers and sisters, this is one of the things I've been getting inquiries about is how did I deal with the opposition, the resistance? In fact, I think I mentioned a couple of weeks ago how I was going to show the video of when the pastors in St. Louis literally came against me all at one time. They just marched up. I became the pastor of the New Ephesus. Well, actually, it was the New Ephesus Missionary Baptist Church on March 17th, 1998. Okay, that's when I became the pastor of that church. It was formerly Ephesus Missionary Baptist Church. But the only way I would assume the pastor is if we formed a whole new corporation because it was such in disarray. Again, that was in February of 1998. I became the pastor of that church. In October, okay, which is what? 6-7 months later, maybe? Okay, the black pastors in St. Louis marched against my church. And so you're going to see an excerpt of that today, okay, and helping you understand how Brother Ray was able to stand the test, how Brother Ray was able to make it through the storm. And yeah, man, it was a storm, okay, when the entire black clergy population of a city comes against one brother, okay, it's kind of a hard pill to swallow, but you'll get a gist of what happened here. Okay, so let's do that now. But before getting into that, let's do this instead. Before doing that, okay, brothers and sisters, as you see what it says here on the slide, the space inside this circle represents my realm of knowledge. All that I think I know about whatever I think I know is depicted right here inside this circle. I must keep in mind that there is more to know than what is within the circumference of my awareness. Okay, the reason why I start my teachings off that way is because I'm going to say something that's going to be outside of your circumference of awareness. Okay, in fact, you're going to really see that today in this video where these black pastors came against me and the African village. Well, it wasn't the African village yet. We hadn't changed the name simply because of what I was teaching. I was outside of their circumference of awareness, and they decided to have me removed, actually have me put out of the city, actually. It was an Inquisition. That's really what it was. And you'll see for yourself what that was about. Okay. Why do I teach? To begin the process of undoing and reversing ideas and concepts that have been programmed into the minds of our people by religious statements and church doctrines that have caused us to adopt a belief system that have resulted in our loss of contact with what is real, our loss of contact with what is factual, our loss of contact with what is historical, but most of all, our loss of contact with what is spiritual. One of the things I've also added here, brothers and sisters, and this is for clergymen in particular. Okay, I wish I'd written this for the clergymen that you're about to see come up in this video. But notice what it says: when you've told so many lies on top of each other over the centuries, that telling the truth about one of your early foundational lies would unravel all the lies that have been defensively piled on top of it, thus exposing you for what you truly are. You have no choice but to continue to lie. Okay? Understand that, man. When your ability to maintain your control over another person's reality is based on the lies about what you are and who they are, you can never tell the truth. Okay? So what we're going to deal with here today is an inquisition against Dr. Ray Hagins. All right? That's we're going to see, check out here now. And that was a powerful day, but let's get into it right now and see what happened. Okay.
Hi, I'm Ray Hagins, and welcome. Several weeks ago, I had the unpleasant experience of meeting with several ministers of our community because they took issue with some of the things that I teach in my ministry. This asinine fiasco was spearheaded by my former pastor, the Reverend Dr. George L. McFallon, the pastor of the Hopewell Missionary Baptist Church. And the whole thing stems from the fact that I refused to obey his demand to stop incorporating Afrocentric awareness in my teaching. Please accept my apology for using such precious airtime to present what I consider to be such senseless activity. But for the sake of clarity and dispelling false comments in the community, I wanted you, the community, to hear what happened for yourself. The meeting was almost 2 hours long. This show is only 29 minutes long. So therefore, I'm only able to air the excerpts that really give you the gist of what happened. Listen for yourself.
Maybe we can sum it all up like this. What is your viewpoint of Afrocentric? You know, that's where you and I diagram that this Bible is European and not Afrocentric. Are you saying that this Bible has been tampered with?
Yes.
And that the white man has put things in there and tampered with this Bible?
Well, let's say it this way.
Can you say that?
There's not a black contributor to the sacred text, what we call the Bible. That's number one. All right? I'm a little sick and tired, and don't be offended, brother, but I'm looking. Right? You're talking to seminary. I'm a little sick and tired of black seminarians, and black clergymen without a black theology. Okay? That's what's hurting us. We have become programmers. Vanderbilt University, if I can use this for example, one of the greatest divinity schools in this country. You know what I'm talking about, right? Nashville, Tennessee. Vanderbilt University right now has over 700 black pastors getting their degrees in theology, pastoral ministry, and divinity, who haven't even graduated from high school. How in the world can you go, but see, that's the program. If we can enroll these black leaders and train them, not educate them, train them to teach what we want taught, then they will do the work for us of keeping our people enslaved.
Did you go to a white seminary?
Man,
Did you go to a black
you know how much trouble I had.
Did you go to a white seminary?
Yes, I did.
All right, that's the same indictment you're making with Vanderbilt.
But that's why I could make it, because I've been there. That's my point, brother. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, they've included, y'all ain't gonna
I have two questions. First question is, Pastor, oh, the Afrocentric, yes, okay. Yesterday, in fact, as y'all saw it out on the sign in front, the falsification of African consciousness. I have this question, and that is, what should be at the center of the thinking of African people, but Africa? When we as African people make Europe the center, and that's what we mean by Afrocentric and Eurocentric. When we make Europe or European philosophy the center of our thinking, then we become the instruments in the destruction of our own people. So therefore, I will not destroy my people. I will teach them the truth as I best perceive it, even if it means my life. But I will teach them the truth that originally started and all things came from Africa. Now, did I answer the question about Afrocentric? I just wanted to answer the question. Afrocentric means keeping Africa at the center. That's all it means. I didn't finish my question. Go ahead. Now, Pastor, when you and I talk, because see, you didn't make this plain to me, and I wish you would. When you and I talked in your office, you said to me, and I really don't believe you meant me harm. Quote me right now. I am? Okay. You said, Doc, quote, Doc, man, just go over there, lay down and holler and let the people stay asleep.
No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. Let me tell you what I did say.
Okay.
I said, Doc, let all this black stuff go. You're in a Baptist church, go back there and preach, get in the spirit, give these people some joy, and liberate these people. That's what I said.
Now you see why I'm taking over. You speak, Doc?
I'm listening to you.
Okay. All right, well.
I'm saying, my point is, Doc, all of us are seminarians, graduates here, and everything. But see, why would we be asleep and you enlightened? I mean, I got books on black studies. I mean, I've done research in black studies. Shh, brothers, listen to what I'm saying there. These men, we dialogue in private conversations. I mean, we have our doctors and masters. I mean, I have some of these same books you have here. Now, why would you be enlightened and all the rest of us is in the dark?
All I ask to really do this thing is show me what I said wrong. If evidently I'm saying something wrong, so verify my error. That's all I've asked for. When Dr. McFarland asked me to join, I missed the fellowship of my people to the point to whereas I said yes. And when I came into my pastor's congregation, he welcomed me and the members of Hopewell with open arms and loved me. But I want y'all to understand and hear me real good so that y'all don't blame this brother for what I say. I am not a product of Hopewell.
That's right. Make it plain, brother.
I'm not a product of Hopewell. What is a product? Product means that Hopewell trained me, Hopewell taught me, Hopewell raised me. I just joined Hopewell last October. Let me finish, brother. Let me finish. So I'm honored, and in the letter I sent to my pastor, I told him in the letter plainly that I genuinely believe that God used him to bless me. Because y'all know how it is in the church. It's so doggone political.
Yes, it is.
Y'all know I'm telling the truth. And it's who you know, Jack, that matters where you get it. It ain't what you got to offer.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, y'all know I'm telling the truth, and I know I'm right. That's why I invited everybody here. Because it's time, I'm not going to sit behind closed doors and say this. It's time for the people to know the truth.
But continue while you join Hopewell. I'm interested. I want to hear this.
I joined Hopewell because I was invited to join Hopewell. Y'all know what it's like to be in a city where you don't know nobody?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Where all your friends and family are in New Jersey? Well, I was starving. Literally starving. I couldn't feed my family. I needed a friend. I told you, Pastor McFarland, you were my Aquila. Didn't I tell you that? In this city. So that was the gist of it. Okay? But while at Hopewell, I extended my ministry to the confines of what I knew your teachings were. Right? Now I have my own house. And I can do what God has called me to do.
Yes, sir.
God didn't call me here to do what y'all are doing.
Doctrine is very important to me. I could have walked away from this, but the Spirit of God would not allow me to walk away from this. Or the blood will be upon me and upon my consciousness. I don't want y'all to fall, Reverend Shield. I was like a magnet, like a magnet. I drew them into this. Reverend Shield said, Doc, you lead us into a dialogue. None of these men came themselves. They all came because I asked them to come, to be a part of the dialogue. They didn't come on their own. Dr. Dillingham from Kansas City, he was concerned about, how's my friend doing? But yeah, and we was talking. And so I'm getting ready to conclude. If you, brethren, don't have a statement to make, and give it back to the pastor. The doctrine is very important to me. To some people, it don't make no difference what people believe. But I believe what we believe. We're going to have to stand before the judgment seat of Christ. And I personally believe that from the bottom of my heart. Again, I will not come up against a favorite son. I love this man, and I want this man to go to the Hagins. But because of doctrine, it compelled me. I couldn't sleep. He knows that's why I've been at this thing. I couldn't sleep. I haven't been able to sleep. I've been after Solomon Williams, who introduced me to him. I have not been able to rest until I get this off of my mind. At least I've had a chance to dialogue, and I'm glad you all are here. Therefore, we are withdrawing our support from Dr. Hagins doctrine-wise. We do have the letter taped up here. We give it to the officer. We give it to him. And if he decides he ever want to come back and talk, he can. He say he'll save us that trouble. Amen. And you will not hear from me anymore. That's for you all to deal with. The blood is off of my hand. I have come. I have said what I needed to say about the brethren to dialogue. We really didn't know you all will be here. I'm finished. I will not have anything else to say unless he comes to me. And I think I better tape him when he comes. So I have him tape. It's bad we got to tape each other. That's all right. And so I leave in good conscience. I leave in good spirit. I leave not with hostility. I don't leave with anger. I leave with disappointment. And maybe now I will get some sleep. And I will get some rest. Because personally, I feel this is bad doctrine here at this church.
No, sir.
Therefore,
Wrong,
I'm sitting down,
Wrong.
and I'm through with it.
Wrong.
To all of you, ministers, pastors, all of the children, Brother Davis, who spoke for us several years ago, dynamic speaker. I want to say this, that God knows all things. Our pastor spoke several weeks ago, difference of opinion. I have that here. And this is my belief. I love that tape. if anyone want it, I'll make a copy. But the thing I want to say here is that you all have a right to feel the way you feel, to think the way you think. But I want to say this. We over there have a right to listen to who we elect. We committed selected, and then the church elected.
Yeah.
This man is pastor.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we will support him.
Yes, sir.
And if there comes a problem and he needs some ministerial help, if you don't have to know where he goes, all his needs to God.
Good morning. First of all, I want to say that I'm a child of God. And I saw what happened this morning take some wind out of my sail. But I hope it has not taken it out of Dr. Hagins' sail. I saw it more or less as a political ploy, and I don't like that in the church. You don't always come and beat up on me when I'm down. I don't like that. Even though everyone is singing, that's not what we are here for. I read something else, and I don't like it. And God does not like ugly. Reverend Hagins, you say you had been to Calvary, and it doesn't hurt anymore. You've been to Calvary today. Thank you.
And all of the rest of God's ministers. And this is another one of the boys, young man. But I like to say, in our hometown, I'm from Alabama, there was a minister in the church one time, and the deacon wanted him to do what they wanted him to do, and he wouldn't. And Christmas was coming up. So they told him, they said, we're not going to give you no Christmas basket or no money for Christmas. So then they decided they would wait till Christmas morning, and then they'd go over and see how this pastor was, what they were going to eat. Because he noted he didn't have any money. But another pastor had heard about what was going on. So his church gave him the turkey and all the dressing and everything. And when they went over there, and he invited them, come on in, brothers. Come on, y'all, come on, sit down and eat. The table was full. You know, I thought about what Peter said when Peter was preaching in the Sanhedrin council. They had a meeting on him, and they told Peter not to preach. Do what they tell him to do. Peter said, it's better, we ought to serve God rather than man. And what I'm saying I'm not saying nothing against Reverend, because he's your son, so you say. But one thing about it, I like to say this, Reverend Hagin has been a blessing to this church so far. And we thanks for ourselves. Now I'm going to tell you something. I lay down and I have had a burden for this man. I can't sleep sometime at night. Wakes up and praying for Pastor Hagin. Because I knew the devil, when you start teaching God's word, the devil gonna come in and I'm like, Hagin, you stay with God, and what God tells you to do, when everybody, if African turn their back on you, you go to God. Because he's the one going to be the last one to say, you did what I asked you to do. Many people have been martyred, killed because of the gospel. And when you're preaching the gospel, you're going to be whipped by man. But I'm saying, let us pray for our pastor. Amen. Amen.
I'm so glad that the members of the community were there that day, because they were strength to me. What's so wrong with teaching black awareness to black people? When a so-called black preacher says to another black preacher, leave this black stuff alone, then our community is really in trouble. I'm Ray Hagins. Keep us in your prayers. And again, I apologize for having to present this content to you on this show today. Until next time, may the peace of God be with you. Hotep, which in the ancient African language means peace.
Just turn all that off.
Yeah, buddy. I just got here, y'all, when that happened. And Elder Lee, Elder Watkins, y'all are still here. There are several others who had made comments as well, but they're not here, so I didn't bother. I just cut them out so it wouldn't be as long. What I've been through in 17 years. And it's interesting because as we were sitting here today, Minister Hopkins told me about the number 17. And that it meant, what, overcoming the enemy?
Overcoming the enemy.
Overcoming the enemy.
Complete victory.
Complete victory. Okay. I got something here. What do you call these things? Portfolio, whatever. Big envelope. It's good to kind of, this is 17 years of trouble and drama and resistance and opposition since I've been in this place. Court documents, lawsuits, letters. I wrote more letters here in St. Louis than I think I wrote in all my years in academia. You don't need to go going through all of it, but I keep stuff like this as a reminder. Every now and then I kind of look at this and I want to sing that song, never could have made it, never would have made it without you. That wasn't all of it, y'all. That's the beginning. And it's really interesting because the pastors that filled these pews over here, y'all couldn't see them on camera. But I'm talking about all of the prominent black pastors in this city. And it started because I had a thing out front called Black Wall Street on the marquee. Anybody ever hear Black Wall Street?
Yes.
About the Tulsa riots in 1921, how they destroyed the black financial empire? Well, the preacher who you heard talking rode past this church and he called me. He said, Doc, what's this black something you got out in front of your church? And I said, Pastor, I'm showing the documentary, Black Wall Street. I said, you want to see it? He said, I've never heard of that before. I said, well, I'll let you see it. He said, I don't want to see that. I just want to be sure you ain't coming here talking this black stuff. Ron Bobo came here talking this black stuff and we shut him down. I said, I'm not Bobo. I'm here on assignment. I'm clear as to why the Almighty brought me to this place. You follow what I'm saying? So it's interesting because it brought tears to my eyes, even though I've watched it many times. For some reason or other, I guess because we're still in this same place. But to hear him stand up and put his hands up like this and say, after this, you will never hear from me again. And about 2 years later, that man laid in his casket, weighing less than 80 pounds, dried up like a raisin. It's interesting because I went to his wake and I was greeting some of the other pastors there, and I said, I walked up to him and said, I'm Dr. Ray Hagins. He said, I know who you are. Brother, y'all was on it today in your skit that you gave.
"Oh yeah, I heard about y'all over there." And he said, "It's because of you that man is laying in that casket." I said, I didn't do nothing to him, man. I don't do that. But the stigma, the reputation, the image of a brother simply trying to bring cultural and spiritual awareness to his people was vilified by every pastor in this city. And from that event to this day, not one pastor in this city will fellowship with me. Not one. The only ministers here who fellowship with me is Minister Donald Muhammad.
Yes. Yes.
And y'all tell him I said thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Minister Anthony Shaheed.
Yes.
Y'all tell him I said thank you.
Yes.
Then a few years later, when I first came here, I didn't think it would be prudent on my part to come in and just change stuff because I didn't know anybody. You don't do that when you walk in a new house. You know, you let everything get acclimated. So the only appointment I made immediately was appointing Mother Lily Phillips as our church mother. Now I'm going to preach in a minute. Let me tell y'all 17 years of what I've been through.
All right, go ahead, testify.
Testify, thank you. But for the first 3 years, I said, I'm not going to make any appointments. I'm not going to change nothing. When I came here, they were still using typewriter to do bulletins and all that kind of stuff. So after 3 years and more people coming in, I said, okay, it's time for us now to go to the next level in our performance, in our professionalism. So I hired an administrator, an office manager. She said right there, Minister Alice Herman. And whoa, I changed the trustees. Whoa. Now what's really deep about it is the people didn't know that because, according to our Constitution and bylaws, as the president of the corporation, I had the authority to do that. You grab what I'm saying? Change the trustees. I'm sitting in my office. I don't know if you remember this, Lee. I was sitting in my office. Folks came running in my office. Pastor, you better come out here. You better come out here. Deacon Lee and Deacon Westbrook about to get into a fight. And I was wondering, what for what? All over cheese. Cheese. Y'all hear what I just said? Cheese. In other words, he was now the new trustee chairman. Okay? So when he went to the brother to get the keys, I can't say what he said over the pulpit. But Elder Lee got a temper too. So he went off and Elder Lee responded in kind. He went to reach for his weapon, Elder Lee let him know, I got a gun too. And that's when I said, Lord, where I'm is. Where am I? You see, I was raised in the Church of God in Christ, Pentecostal church. And Pentecostal folk always taught us, in all my years growing up, that Baptist folk ain't saved. Have y'all ever heard that before? Pentecostal folk ever hear that? Yeah. They taught us Baptist folk wasn't saved. And I didn't begin to believe that until well, of course, when I changed the guard, I'm sitting home at my apartment, and a brother came in here from another church. His father was a pastor, and he wanted me to make him a minister. And I didn't. I don't even know you, dude. Well, I was a minister in my dad's church. Okay, I'm not your father. I don't know you. I don't even know if you know what we teach over here. He didn't like that. So it spawned a spirit of, I don't know what word to even label it. At any rate, I'm sitting home, and a knock comes on my back door, 10 o'clock at night. Now, mind you, I have gated parking. Well, I had gated parking where I was living. So in order to, how are you going to come to my back door unless you had access to the gate? So I wasn't expecting nobody to come to my back door at 10 o'clock at night. I'm sitting in my recliner, watching television, back door, and the knock was so antagonizing that the Lord said, go get your gun. There was the Lord. I went to the door. I opened the door. I had the chain on it. I said, who is it? He said, through the door. He said, Pastor's Brother Henderson.
Yeah.
I said, at 10 o'clock, now mind you, somehow or another he got a job as maintenance over where I was living. Okay? I'm noticing stuff, I had to start booby trapping my door. How so you can tell if somebody been in your apartment or not. I said, what are you doing here, man? What are you coming in the back door for? At this hour, he had an attorney with him, and they served me papers that some members sitting up in here smiling at me every doggone Sunday got together and decided to have me put out. Because they didn't like the fact that I had changed things. I had hired an office manager. We had Dad Taylor on a stipend, because I felt that was the right thing to do. The man had served here for so long. And the previous congregation didn't have anything for him. Later I found out he didn't need anything from them, but I didn't know that. I thought it would be the right thing to do after 64 years of service to at least give the man a stipend. It was much, $250, I think $250 a week. I did that. The congregation didn't decide to do that. I thought that was the right thing to do because I was raised that way. But when I hired an office manager, I needed that stipend to pay her salary. Y'all grab what I'm saying? So of course, because I stopped his stipend, I'm getting served a notice I can't come inside this building, a restraining order, have me put out. Oh man. And that ensued into a 4-month court battle. And today I still hurt because the people who built this church came and come in here. Something's not quite right about that.
That's right.
But again, they put themselves in the position for the judge to tell them you can't come here no more. Trying to make us culturally aware, I did a bus ride to Memphis, Tennessee. Was anybody here when I did that? Yeah. Let me see the hands of those who were here when I did that. Okay, so you remember. We did a bus ride to Memphis, Tennessee to the pyramid to see the Egyptian exhibit in Memphis, Tennessee. Right? When we got back, but you laughing about it now, right? We got back, Minister Hernan drove, so she drove ahead of us coming back. I'm glad she did. Because as the bus was coming into St. Louis, I got a phone call, and Alice was saying, Pastor, let me let y'all know now what's happening, so when you pull up here, you be aware of what's going on. The members who were against us, who took us to court, broke into the church, changed the locks, put a burglar alarm system in here, put a chain on the door, and we pulled up. They said, ain't nobody coming in this GD place. I ain't never seen cussing folk like I saw. Y'all think I'm playing. I'm talking about church folk.
Yes, I heard it.
Sitting right up in here in the church cussing.
Yes.
Woo!
Yep.
Oh, man. I told the people on the bus, everybody go straight to your car.
Yep.
Go straight to your car. Don't say nothing to nobody because the temperament, the atmosphere, I know who had guns, knives, whatever. So everybody went to their car and we met at the Marriott Hotel the next morning for service. They had set up tables on the sidewalk and was getting signatures from folk who were passing by, walking down the street, who ain't members here, to have me put out. You know, it's a strange spirit. Can I talk tender today? I've been holding this for 17 years.
You need to get it out there.
You know, yeah. It's a spirit here. Everybody say this. When you wrong somebody, say that. When you wrong somebody, learn to say I'm sorry. Learn to say I'm sorry. Right, that's the truth. Now I ain't got no problem saying I'm sorry when I know I wronged you. Perfect example. I was asked to speak at Antioch Church.
I remember that.
Who was there that night? I was asked to speak at Antioch Church. And there was a sister in the audience who had been sent to this church by Pastor McFarland, the preacher you just heard in here. I thought, grab what I'm saying, now hear me. I thought that she was sent to be an agent and spy because the man was showing that he was resistant to what I'm doing. Y'all grab what I'm saying? So I treated her accordingly. And then I found out later that wasn't the case. And in fact, she was so hurt she left. And when I went to Antioch to speak that night, she was in the audience. And before I finished the service at Antioch, I said, y'all, I got to do something. There's a sister sitting here who I offended. And I have to tell her I'm sorry. Were you were there, Elder? You see, y'all, when everybody say it, repeat after me. When your heart is not right, God can't bless you. God can't bless you. Get out a pen. I want you to write down some stuff. Some life lessons that I've learned in 17. Well, actually, I've learned before 17, but not like I've learned it in 17. Yeah. The first thing I want you to write down is these words. Somebody say, hold on. Okay. Let me share with you what I've learned. Write this, please. Don't be afraid of opposition. Write it down. Don't be afraid of opposition. Now, I hope this makes sense when I say it to you. Brothers and sisters, always remember, a kite rises against the wind, not with the wind. If you want to be on a higher frequency, if you want to be on a higher level of existence, if you want to elevate, then accept the reality that you're going to have to meet opposition. It goes with the territory. Now, if you want to be with the crowd in the group, I couldn't believe that those preachers came up in here that day. I couldn't believe it. You know why? Because those preachers that walked up in here meet once a week. Well, I don't know if they still do it. I ain't seen them in 17 years. But they would meet once a week at Hopewell to watch triple X-rated videos. Yeah, I'm telling it. And because I do video production, they wanted me to make copies for all of them. That's the kind of stuff that goes on in this city. You don't understand, man, how many times I've said, God, what's wrong here? Preachers who run prostitution rings, run drug operations out of their churches, got large congregations here. One preacher. I don't want to say that because y'all know who I'm talking about. I don't want to do that. He didn't get arrested for it, so I'm not going to say it. A kite rises against the wind, not with it. Every change agent will have opposition because people don't like change. And in order for us to move from where we are to where we have to be or go, it's going to require change. We're too comfortable where we are. We're satisfied in our large congregations and our big churches, and we ain't doing nothing. We're not changing our community. No. Write this down. And I'm just sharing with you what my 17 years here in Dred Scott City have shown me clearly. There's always going to be people that hurt you. Y'all better not play a game with yourself and think everybody don't like you. Listen, the Bible says it this way: beware when people speak well of you. That's how the Bible says it. Okay? There's always going to be people that hurt you. But what you have to do is keep on trusting. And just be more careful about who you trust next time.
That's right.
Did y'all get that?
Yes.
Once you understand that there are going to be people that hurt you, don't let that stop you from trusting. Just let it teach you that you got to be more careful who you trust.
Yeah.
See, a lot of us, we want to trust. We just want to trust. Life will teach you can't trust everybody.
That's true.
And I ain't talking about white folk. See, that's how a lot of us think. You can't trust the white man, can't trust the white man. I have not had any opposition yet from a white person. I mean, I don't be offended. We got a couple of Caucasians with us. I'm not. Y'all grab what I'm saying? Yeah. All of my attacks, all of my resistance that I still go through are from people that look like me. And if y'all remember, it's interesting because when y'all got up here, when I got y'all's picture and I saw the two Caucasians in your group, I said, ain't this something? Y'all, how long ago was it that I just said? I just said.
Yes.
A few weeks ago. I just said a few weeks ago, y'all get ready because we're coming into a new paradigm. I just said it a few weeks ago. I just said that we're going to have people of other races coming in with this message of African liberation. I just said it, man, several weeks ago. You see, there's an adage that says it this way: if these should hold their peace. Who are these? These are those people who God has assigned to spread the message.
Right.
And when those of us who God has assigned to spread the message start getting hung up in everything other than spreading the message.
Yeah.
The text says, if these should hold their peace, the very rocks will cry out.
Yeah.
And we're living in that time now where stones are crying out the message that we're supposed to be crying out. Here's a good one. I can tell you right now, some of y'all ain't gonna like it though. Write this down. Wash your hands of that friend who associates with your enemies. Now, y'all might not believe it, that's an old Akan proverb.
That's right.
Wash your hands of that friend who associates with your enemies. Did y'all get that? Say that back to me. What did I just say? Wash your hands of that friend who associates with your enemies. I've seen something here in 17 years that I did not experience growing up. I grew up in the streets of Newark, New Jersey. There's a street code that I learned as a boy. And that is, if you mess with my friend, you're messing with me. You offend my friend, you're offending me. That's a code I learned. Then when I got into the church, they said it just another way. See what I'm saying?
I used to hear the folk in the church say, you can't talk about my leader and expect me to hang out with you. It's not going to happen. There's a spirit of division here. Can I tell it? Whether y'all say I can or not, I'm going to tell it. There's a spirit of division here. And what it's going to take to correct that spirit of division are the people to get rid of a punk spirit. Yeah. I think it was Dick Gregory. Ain't he from here? Yes. Dick Gregory said St. Louis is a punk town. He said that. And I've seen what he's talking about. I've seen how people who wouldn't know each other if it wasn't for Pastor Ray. I'll say it again. You wouldn't even know each other if it wasn't for me and this ministry right here. Because y'all met here in the village. You grab what I'm saying? I've seen people who get an attitude because they didn't like what I said or like what I did, and they decided to leave and then vilify me because they didn't like what I said or did or how I did it or how I am or whatever. And get out and vilify me like I did something wrong. And then have gatherings and invite y'all. They don't invite me. They invite you. And then y'all go and laugh and joke and everything and da-da-da-da-da. And you want to know why division is proliferating? I'll say it again. Wash your hands of that friend who associates with your enemies. Now, if I did that, I wouldn't be able to minister to some of y'all. You know why? Because you leave out of here and go hang out with folk who talk about me like I'm selling drugs. And I'm your teacher. Brother Pugh, I don't understand that. I don't either. We had a situation where one member had invited some folk who left and didn't leave right. And they wanted to have an event at their home and invited them and invited me, but I didn't know the other people were coming. And it just so happens that the event didn't take place. And after it didn't take place, I found out what was really going on. I said, I'm glad. See how the universe works? Because see, I would have had to get there and say, I can't break bread with y'all. I don't do that. I don't break bread with folk who laugh in my face and stab me in my back. But y'all do that here. Now, if she don't fit, don't worry. I'm talking about those who can wear that shoe I'm talking about. I remember I was riding down West Florissant. Car pulled up next to me. Dude hit the horn. Doo-doo-doo. 3 times. It was amazing. Okay. I looked over. Hey, Doc, what's going on, man? I put down my window and said, how you doing? Oh, man, everything's good. I said, does this dude remember when he was standing out here on the sidewalk getting petitions to have me put out of here? Does he remember that? And he wasn't even a member here. I don't understand that spirit, y'all, how a person can violate someone else and then think that just because 4 or 5 months have gone by, you step back up in here like you didn't do anything and expect everything to be okay. Yo, it takes, you have to, there's a word called restoration. And restoration requires something. It requires a simple, would you forgive me for what I did? I'm sorry. I apologize. That's all. That's simple. I
I remember, if you don't mind me referring to you, Alice, I remember when this sister right here stood right here and publicly apologized for any disturbances that existed because of anything she may have said or done. Who remembers that? Yeah. And then would you not believe that some folk with the spirit of St. Louis, why are you going to let her back? Because our covenant says so. Our covenant says that we are about reconciliation.
That's right.
Okay, so we had a blow up, but once you come back and say, hey, listen, forgive me, what happened? Then you let it go. But at least say, forgive me, or I'm sorry. Do you not know for some people, man, it's almost criminal for them to apologize? It's almost criminal for them to apologize. And it's deep because when that happens, when people come, like the brother on West Florida, and so many others have done the same thing, people have come. I remember there was a sister, I don't know if y'all remember, right? At the bottom, we were downstairs one day, and this sister was cussing like a sailor. And so, you know, folks, I'm saying, brothers, why don't y'all put her out? No, they're waiting for me to put her out. So Chief Elder, not a problem. I'm a Marine, man. I said, sister, you got to go. And she started cussing again. So I grabbed her by her arm. You better let me, I will sue you. I said, hey, you leaving up out of here today. You will not carry on like that here. She left up out of here and went throughout the city vilifying Dr. Ray in the African village. About 6 months later, here she comes sitting up in here, sitting right there. And then got the audacity to open her mouth and want to make comments. And I'm saying, what is it about this place that folks think it's okay to do that? Martin Luther King, if I can quote him, Martin Luther King said, in the end, quoting him, in the end, we will remember not the words of our enemies, but the silence of our friends. How you catch that? In the end, the thing I'm going to remember is not what my enemies said about me. That's their job. And by the way, y'all, you need to have some enemies. You won't develop character without enemies. Trust me, enemies are the ones that's going to help you grow.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Enemies are the ones that's going to help keep you on your knees. Enemies are the ones that's going to give you some discipline, because one side of you is going to want to leave your shoe somewhere, and the other side of you is going to say, no, don't do that. And you're going to watch yourself grow and develop because of enemies. You know what? If you allow me to quote a Bible verse, the Bible says it this way. Brother Ray, you have to have enemies. The Bible says, Brother Sharon, you have to have enemies. Elder Aaron, you have to have enemies. That's what the Bible says. You have to have enemies, because it says, you prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Oh, shucks, man. Yeah. If I ain't got no enemies,
We gonna prepare the table for
then right, the whole purpose of blessing me is so that my enemies can see that it's not up to them. The whole reason of blessing me is so my enemies will understand that who God blesses can't nobody do a doggone thing about it. So, you may want to write this down on that. Commitment in the face of conflict is what produces character. I shared an analogy some time ago. I'll share it again with you now, especially on the statement I just made. Because people say to me, Brother Ray, why do you stay and put up with all that stuff? Why do you go through this? It's called commitment. It's called knowing what my assignment is. It's called knowing what my mission is. As a Force Recon Marine, one of the things we understood is stay on mission. Don't let stuff distract you. What I just told you to write is commitment in the face of conflict produces character. It's when you stay there and stand there. Anyhow, when everything is coming against you, when you got all reason to just say later for this, and you hang in there and stick there with it, that's what produces character.
Yeah.
You see, the Bible also says, if you faint in the day of adversity, your strength is small. One of the things that I started doing after I got my pilot's license certificate is I started, after I kind of got used to flying, I started challenging myself. I would wait until it was a very, very windy day and go fly. You got what I'm saying? I would wait until the winds became somewhat turbulent, like just above 15 knots. For the plane that I fly, can't really do too much above 15 knots. So at 15, 20 knots, I'd get up and I'd fly. And the reason why I would fly is because as long as I was flying in calm weather, I wouldn't be a good pilot.
Right.
Y'all getting this?
Good stuff.
What gives a pilot good skills at flying is the storms and the tempests and the strong winds and learning how to land that plane with a strong crosswind. When the runway is right here in front of you, but you have to tilt your wings like this to fight against the crosswind, and then about 30 feet off the deck, then you straighten that joker out and land. It's called having to fly crooked to get to where you want to go. Oh man, that'll preach. It's the challenge, elder. It's the challenges that grow us. Y'all remember when I had a brother here? He was a trustee who wrote a letter of resignation.
Oh, yeah.
But he can't come here no more. He can't support what we're doing no more. Okay? Because an agent provocateur put on the internet that I'm an agent. Now, mind you, he don't even know the dude who put that on the internet. He's sitting up here listening to me every Sunday. Y'all grab what I'm saying? Can y'all imagine what that does to me? Yes, sir. When people who's supposed to have my back, y'all ain't hearing me. Imagine what that does to me. When people are supposed to have my back.
Yeah.
Okay? But they fellowship with people who've shown themselves to be an enemy. Okay? You go to parties with people who talk about me. You're supposed to have my back. And then you sit there and let them talk to you about me. I wouldn't do that to you. I wouldn't do it. Somebody came to me talk about Minister Strong. I said, whoa, no.
Yes.
No, don't do that.
Yes.
Now you can say it elsewhere, but don't do it right now. Don't say it to me. Now this is an old one my mama taught me years ago. Everybody say this. People don't bring you garbage unless they think you're a trash can. You can write that one down too. If people are bringing you garbage, that tells you what they think about you.
That's right. Sure right. Thank you, Tracy.
Write this down. These are just points that just came to me to share with you. Write this down. When you doubt your power, you give power to your doubt.
I see. Right.
Know who you are. Some of us suffer from low self-esteem and will do anything for fellowship with somebody. But don't lower your standard to that degree. Because trust me, the people who smiling in your face will not respect you. So know your power and stand on it. Don't doubt your power. Stand tall. Hold that head up high and maintain integrity.
Yes.
And understand that adversity precedes growth. It's important for you to understand, brothers and sisters. I want to come down there and just walk and talk, but I'll be off camera. It's important for you to understand, and this is how I think it was my mom that really helped me with this. I miss her so much because she used to help me deal with this mess. But she helped me understand something one day. She said, Ray, what you need to understand is the greater your mission, the greater your resistance. People don't spend time talking about folk who ain't doing nothing. They don't do that. Okay? I came here with an assignment that no other preacher here had.
Okay.
And if you heard me in the videotape, I told him, I said, God didn't bring me here to do what y'all doing. My assignment is to awaken our people who love sleeping. I'm an alarm clock.
All right now.
And how many of y'all have hit that daggone snooze button on your alarm clock? That's what I go through. I'm there to wake you up, and I get hit. Blam! Snooze. Blam! Don't wake me up. I'm enjoying my sleep. Don't wake me up. I like it like this. I like being ignorant. I like not knowing who I am. I like jumping up and down, rejoicing, and then leaving just as ignorant as I was before I came through the door. I like that. Don't come here waking me up and making me think. I didn't come up in here to think. I came up in here for, I don't know why I came up in here. I came up in here because we're supposed to come. I came up in here because of tradition. We go to church on Sunday. That's not what happens here, brothers and sisters. Trust me. I'm going to put something on your mind. If y'all notice folk visit and say how much they liked it, but they don't come back. I can pull up a video now and show you. I'll just tell you what it was. Brother New York was interviewing people on the street. And so the dude was interviewing a drunk. And he was standing there, drunk, you know. And so the brother said, do you believe in Jesus? And the drunk said, yeah, I believe in Jesus. Yeah. Why do you believe in him? Because, man, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? Fool, you better get out of my face. He said, don't you realize that Jesus was made up by the Roman Catholic Church? The Nicene Council? Drunk man said, oh man, you about to get knocked out, man. You about to get knocked out now. I can't really use the language he was using coming in the pulpit, but his cognitive dissonance. Now But don't mess with his Jesus. I teach messages here like what makes religion so powerful. Look at the person next to you, and if there's any Christians in here, I'm not attacking you, but just follow what I'm saying for a moment. Look at the person next to you and say, you know why people need Jesus? You know why people need Jesus? Come on, say, ask them that. You know why people need Jesus? And here's the answer to the question. So they don't have to be accountable for their wrongdoings. That's it. That's why folk got to have it. Don't take away my Jesus, because you won't pay for my sins. See, we've been taught, grab what I'm saying now, we've been taught that no matter how messed up you are, and no matter how much wickedness you do, all you have to do is believe. And God takes all your sins away and treats you as though you've never done it. That's why Eddie Long molested them boys. Yes, that's why that's why Roman Catholic bishops are pedophiles.
That's right.
Because that gospel says that all of your sins are washed away.
Yes.
And see, as long as you got that mentality that all of my sins are washed away, ain't nothing to keep you from sinning. That's why you need Jesus. So when Brother Ray comes along and brings you historical facts that you can't refute, who you get angry with? You get angry with Brother Ray. Instead of getting angry with the people who created the lie, in the first place, you get upset with me because I'm taking away your propitiation, your redeemer. Brothers and sisters, that is not African. It is not African philosophical thought to think that God is going to blame somebody else for what you did wrong. Oh, you ain't got to like what I'm saying. I'm telling you the truth. See, that's why when we come into African consciousness, we find out that we are responsible.
Yes, sir.
We are accountable for our acts. Oh man.
Yes, sir.
You tell them the truth.
Let me get ready to try to bring this to an end. Your intelligence is determined by those around you. Write that down. Your intelligence is determined by those around you. How many of y'all have ever heard the phrase, birds of a feather flock together? Y'all ever hear that?
Sure.
That's all I'm saying in another way. Your intelligence is determined by those people who you hang out with.
I agree.
So you need to learn how to identify the birds in your life.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
What kind of bird?
Like a pigeon, for example. Y'all know some of us got pigeons for friends?
And a priest duck.
Now mind you, pigeons are nasty.
Yeah.
Pigeons are nasty and they don't fly much higher than the building that they rest on top of. They hang out in a flock and they doo-doo all over the place. So all they do is mess all over, drop. If you walking by, you liable to get some. Because they'll drop right on you in a minute, in a heartbeat, think nothing of it. That's what pigeons do.
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all ever been to a building where pigeons, you know, and see all the
Mess. Yes.
stuff on the ground. That's what pigeons do. Then you have another kind of bird called a dove. These are peaceful people. These are people who want harmony in the atmosphere. That's the dove person. If I can attach these. Then you have people who are like ostriches. Big. Long neck, big feet, long knock-kneed legs. thing about the ostrich, it's a big bird. And when he runs, he thinks he's flying. He's running and he got his little wings out to the side. He thinks he's getting somewhere. And then when trouble comes, instead of being able to stand against it, you know what he does? He puts his head in a hole in the ground, thinking that it's hiding his big behind. So you got ostrich mentality people. Then you got vultures. Vultures like to eat dead stuff. Right. That's what they live for. Eating death. Flying around waiting for somebody to die.
Yeah.
Waiting for somebody to fall. Waiting for somebody to meet disappointment. Waiting for somebody to have a misfortune in their life so they can exploit it. Are y'all making this making sense, people? Yes. Then you got turkeys. Gobble, 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 gobble. Those are the people who just get hung up in gossip. Gobble, 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 gobble. All of them gobble, 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 gobble. And then you like hanging around turkeys. Is this making sense? I'm trying to put it in a very practical way here. But the one I really want to talk about is the eagle. The Almighty wants Brother Ray to provide you with the information necessary for you to be an eagle. That's my assignment. My assignment is to make you soar like an eagle. My assignment is not to build big churches, people. I ain't into that. My assignment is to build people, not churches. I'm trying to give you the information you need to apply it in your life to make your life better. I hear that from people all over the diaspora. People who are listening to a computer whose lives are being turned around. Now here's the thing you need to understand about eagles. Eagles don't walk.
That's right.
When eagles walk, they trip over themselves. You know why? Because they were not designed to walk. Eagles were designed to soar. Oh, grab how deep this goes, man. Eagles, what they do is they flap their wings and they get up above the mess. Are y'all getting this? And once they get up above the mess, what they do is they spread their wings and just soar. You don't see eagles up at high rates doing all this. They don't do all that. They do this to get to where they want to get as far as height. But once they get up there, they just spread their wings and the wind takes them and they just soar. And the deep thing about an eagle is from 2,000 feet up, an eagle can see a mouse moving under a leaf.
That's right.
So an eagle has awesome eyesight, awesome intuition. An eagle can recognize stuff before it even gets here. And another thing about an eagle, y'all, eagles soar alone.
That's right. Come on now.
You'll never see a flock of eagles. Eagles don't need companionship.
Okay.
They're an eagle. And when they fly alone. Oh man. Let me give a scripture reference here as I prepare to close this. The book of Amenemoth. Now I'm getting ready to say some stuff. I'm feeling better already, shucks. Just saying stuff that I needed to say.
That's right.
The book of Amenemoth, page 60 in the Lucia, section 7 and 8. Now y'all get ready for what I'm getting ready to read to y'all, because this is no joke. page 60 in Lucia, section 7 and 8. Here's what it says. Listen carefully. Keep your tongue away from words of detraction. If I don't read nothing else, I just saved your life. Keep your tongue away from words of detraction. In other words, stop allowing yourself to get involved in conversations that are completely injurious, non-productive, and don't get us nowhere.
Yes.
It goes on to say, and you will be loved by the people. Check this now. You will find your seat in the temple of God, and your gifts shall be among the offerings of the Lord. You will be greatly honored in old age, duly concealed in your coffin, and safe from the wrath of God.
Yes.
Y'all, I ain't reading out the Bible. This is the ancient Egyptian text I'm reading to y'all.
Yes.
Now, what is it saying here? It's saying that if you want to be safe from the wrath of God, keep your tongue away from detraction. How many of y'all have ever heard of karma before? We talk about karma, but we don't believe it when it happens. We don't want to apply it to ourselves when it happens. You know? Just like when Pastor McFarland said, Doc, listen, man, go over there, lay down, holler, and let the people stay asleep, man. Yeah. That's just how he said it to me. And when he said it, my spirit said, uh-oh. And I told him. I said, man, in my spirit, I'm getting to tell you, get yourself together, brother, because you ain't got long now. What you just said ushered in your death. Go over there, lay down and holler, and let the people stay asleep, man. Yeah. Look at the next paragraph here. Hear this well, people. Wouldn't it be something if your whole purpose in life was to be a warning to other people?
Yes.
Wouldn't that be something? If your whole reason for being here was just to give warnings to people. Next section. Listen carefully. And as I say this, and I got to be honest with y'all, I really got to be honest with y'all. I remember praying for several people here that God would not take them. That God would not let misfortune or tragedy come upon them. Because of things they did, things they said. And God did not hear my prayer. Notice this section. For the unrestrained woman and man are like a wolf cub in the farmyard. Listen to this part carefully. They turn one eye against the other. They cause brothers and sisters to argue. Are y'all hearing this?
Oh, yeah.
They go before every wind like clouds. They dim the brightness of the sun. They bend their tail like a baby crocodile curling up to inflict harm. Now check out this part. Their lips are sweet, but their tongue is bitter. And a consuming fire burns in their belly. And then there's a warning for everybody about that kind of person. Here's what it says. Do not jump to join such a one, lest you bring misfortune upon yourself. That's page 61, top of the page. Did y'all hear what I just read?
Yes.
Please take heed to it. Please. We join in with resistance. We join in with opposition. All we got to do is hear something and we take it and we run with it. And man, boom. So what is it that keeps me going. There's a song that says, I feel like going on. I feel like going on. Though trials come on every hand, I feel like going on.
Yes.
What is it? When I have to deal with folk who leave and want to take folk with them. What is it that keeps Brother Ray going? When stuff happens and people start saying stuff like I'm stealing money. And then I have to go through a whole doggone display of our record keeping to show I don't even handle the money here. What is it that keeps me going when our people get so easily distracted with sugar, honey, iced tea? What is it that keeps me going? Everybody say this. Say St. Louis is not Pastor Ray's home. It's your home, but it's not mine. St. Louis is my field of mission. There is a difference. Did y'all hear what I just said? St. Louis is the place that God sent me to.
Okay.
You don't know how many times I said, God, I ain't do nothing. I ain't do nothing. But St. Louis is my field of mission. And you know what, y'all? I gotta be honest with y'all. I loved it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I love St. Louis. I'm saying I love my field of mission. When I was in the Marine Corps, I was sent to duty stations that I didn't like in Millington, Tennessee, for example. Big old country place. Didn't like it there, but you know what? That was my duty station. That was my field of mission at the time. So what does it keep me going? Knowing what my assignment is, knowing that my mission is to awaken you regardless of how much you hit me.
Yes.
Oh, man. Sometimes I want to hit you back. But that wouldn't be my assignment. My assignment is to heal you. I know you get upset when I'm awakening you. I know you do. But I'm going to keep on awakening you.
Yes, sir.
And somebody put a spirit in some of y'all's mind that I'm trying to get up out of here. I ain't going nowhere. I'm looking for another 17 years of building this place all over again. But I'm trying to let y'all know now. The stuff I put up with in the past 17 years, it's going to be a new sheriff in town. I'm not tolerating that kind of ignorance again. Y'all grab what I'm saying? Either you mean business or you don't mean business. I would rather have 5 people in here who are serious about our assignment than 500 people in here who are just in here to look good.
There you go.
Man. So I need to do I'm gonna do an illustration, show what I'm talking about. I don't know where Minister Hernan and I needed them, but I use a couple others. Distractions may cause interruption and delays, but never lose sight of your goals. No matter what, stay on mission. Now I'm gonna give you an example. I need a couple of volunteers. Come on, Minister.
Oh, brothers and sisters, I hope that you got something out of that message today. Today's message, as I was listening to it, it was like saying to myself, there comes those times, man, when you have to do what you have to do to protect the house. One of the reasons why I believe a lot of the stuff that goes on in churches goes on is because of a lack of discipline. You have to protect the house, man. When you're working hard to build a thing, and then here comes people sowing seeds of discord or whatever, you have to protect your work. You have to protect the house. Okay? Because if you don't, hey, all your work will just go right down the drain, man. You know, take it from me. Been there. As you probably heard in this video that you just watched, stuff I've had to address down through the years. Yeah, down through the years, I've had to address stuff to protect the house, to make sure that we are operating within the standards of and principles of Ma'at, truth, justice, righteousness, harmony, balance, reciprocity. Yeah, had to protect the house. And of course, seeing the ministers coming against me, you know, that was, to be honest with you, that was a very testing time, very trying time, you know, to be a new kid on the block, and then all of the pastors that's there who have the ear of the public speaking against you. You know, it's like, okay, wow. Yeah, it was something. It really was something, man. Oh my goodness. Okay, brothers and sisters, listen, let's do this right now. Okay, let's give you an opportunity to oh God, excuse me if you're yawning for you guys there. That's what happens when you don't get the rest you need to get, right? Okay, as you see, if you're there on my YouTube channel, go ahead and subscribe to it. That's right. Go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Hit that notification button so that when I go live, you will get a notification that I'm live. Okay? Yeah, go on and do that. If you want to send me an email, please feel free to do that as well. My email address, as you see there, is rayhagins@gmail.com. Okay? We also invite you to listen to our 24-hour a day, 7-day a week live stream. Okay? Just go to the website, theafricanvillage.org. Formerly WBLR.com, but now it's theafricanvillage.org. Just go there. Okay? Scroll down the page because it's still under construction. You'll see a play arrow. Hit that play arrow, okay? And you'll be able to listen to the teachings 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Yeah, that's right. Go ahead and do that, man. Go on and do that. Okay. Also invite you to make your donation to help us with our expenses. Okay. Go ahead and make your donation. Yeah, if you're making a donation through PayPal, okay, as you see there, go to paypal.com. Our PayPal address is africanvillage1@aol.com. africanvillage1@aol.com. Okay. If you're making your donation through Cash App, go to Cash App. And of course, our donation address is #Dr. Ray Hagins. If you're making a donation through Zelle, okay, it's my email address, rayhagins@gmail.com. If you're mailing in your donation, all right, it's your mailing address, 3520 North Newstead Avenue, St. Louis, Missouri, 63115. Again, that's 3520 North Newstead Avenue, St. Louis, Missouri, 63115. Make your check or money order payable to the African Village, please. Okay. Well, brothers and sisters, before getting out of here, we got to let you know about the Black Achievement Fund. Okay. Come on, if you're not a member, come on. If you haven't joined yet, come on and be a member of the Black Achievement Fund. That's right. That's right. Come on, man. Be a member of what I consider to be one of the greatest organizations that we have going for our empowerment, our economic empowerment, the Black Achievement Fund. That's right. As you see here, okay, come on and be a part of this great organization. Yep. Yeah, buddy. Powerful brothers and sisters. As Brother Arki, our president, the founder, the visionary with his arm there and there. Go to baf.solutions, as you see is the site, baf.solutions. At 2 o'clock, Brother Archie will be live with the vision of the Black Achievement Fund. Okay, so go there and join him at 2 o'clock at baf.solutions. Yeah, man. Okay, come on, bf.solutions. Join us live there. Okay, and come on and join. $9 a month, brothers and sisters. $9 a month. Okay, come on, man. You can't beat that, right? For our empowerment. That's right. Okay, yeah. Okay, let's get ready to get out of here by singing our fun song, The African in Me. Love the African in you. When we come together, ain't nothing we can't do. You know why? Because you're easy to love. That's right. Come on, everybody. Let's do this. Why don't I hear anything? Okay, let's do this. There we go. Okay, here we go. Come on, everybody, singing like you mean it. The African in me, the African in you. When we come together, ain't nothing we can't do. The African in me, love the African in you. When we come together, ain't nothing we can't do. You're easy. You're easy. You're easy to love. Let's do it again, come on. When we come together, ain't nothing we can't do. African in me, love the African in you. When we come together, ain't nothing we can't do. You're easy. You're so easy. You are so easy. Easy to love. The truth that's in me. The truth that's in you. When we come together, ain't nothing we can't do. Truth that's in me. Love the truth that's in you. When we come together, ain't nothing we can't do. You're easy. You are so easy. You're so easy. You're easy to love. Yeah. Justice in me. Love justice in you. When we come together, ain't nothing we can't do. Justice in me, love the justice in you. When we come together, ain't nothing we can't do. You're easy, yeah. Oh yeah, you're so easy. You're so easy. You're easy to love. Come on, let's close on with the African in me. The African in me. Love the African in you. When we come together, ain't nothing we can't do. African in me, love the African in you. When we come together, ain't nothing we can't do. You're easy, yeah. You're easy. You're so easy. Easy to love. You're easy to love. Oh yeah. When we come together, ain't nothing we can't do. African in me, love the African in you. When we come together, ain't nothing we can't do. You're easy, yeah. You are so easy, yeah. You're so easy, yeah. You're so easy to love. You're easy to love, yeah. And family, I admire all of you. Admire is the committed term for the English word love. Thank you for being with me today, guys. Thank you for your presence. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your donations. You know, hey, man, just thank you for all of it. Hey, thank you for just being who you are. You know, spread the message. Okay, share the video. Okay, and until next week, you guys out there stay strong. Okay, yeah, stay strong, man. Okay, how do we get out of here? Okay, all right, here we go. All right, you guys out there stay strong, and I'll see you guys next week. Okay, next time, same time. Peace.